What is going on, comic book familia? This is the first time I believe I am live on my channel with my cousin Momo Comics 80. Is that true, Rob? Or is it
I
the first time we're doing live?
yeah, I mean the show for sure.
Yeah.
I know back during COVID we did some sales like
Yes.
together, right? But like, yeah, this is new. Hey, by the way, the music
Yes.
really nice.
Thanks.
I was like bobbing my head. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I did it
oh,
for
give
about
me-
26 seconds.
oh,
It's a video, I mean, it's I got the from my program that I use on to make these intro videos. But anyways, my name is Efren. I go by Passpoint Comics, and the guy right next to me is Momo Comics 80. He's Rob's my cousin, my favorite cousin. So I'm saying that,
he says that to every single cousin that he has.
that I have. Yeah. So I asked him if you would come on my channel this Saturday. Hopefully we can. I want to do a regular show on a Saturday, more or less, about this time. So whenever you're free, I'm going to keep on asking you. We can talk about comic books that we've gotten or just other topics. Plus I get a chance to talk to you, so which is always a good thing. So
Yes, which is always a great thing.
it's always a great thing. So these are comic books that I got from San Diego Comic Con. San Diego Comic Con, I believe, ended like the 28th of July. And I got these back on August 8th. So we're talking about less than 2 week turnaround time.
That's crazy because there have been years where we've dropped off books at CGC at Comic-Con, like directly to them
Yeah.
at the booth, and it's taken like months. And there have been times where I know like I fast tracked certain books and you got them before me and you didn't fast track. So that's crazy fast that you already got them. And how many books are we talking?
Well, in total, I submitted 37 books at Comic-Con. There are still about 5 of them over there that I haven't gotten back.
Well, maybe that was it. Maybe they're like, oh, 37
Yeah.
books. We got to get this one order out. I don't know, man, but that's actually really fast. So
So
congrats.
yeah, I didn't fast track them. I didn't press and clean any of them. I just submitted it in, which submitting comic books at a Comic-Con is a little bit nerve-wracking, to be honest with you. I was trying to figure out, because the books that are signature series, you have to input everything. But I had some books that are blue labels, which I did at home. I just printed out the sheet and I dropped them off at CGC during Comic-Con. On Saturday, I did all my signature series, and it took me over an hour to type everything into the computer.
Did they because I remember one year at Emerald City Comic-Con that we went, they had a bag system where you had to like put the books in the bag, seal the bag.
Yeah.
Did they do the same thing again?
They do the same thing again, but once you get to their site, and I think it's because of the size of the convention center is so small. It was a small booth, we were just like, there were about 7 laptops going across, and there wasn't a lot of elbow room, so to speak. At WonderCon, they had a lot more room. They just had a bigger area to input all their stuff, but you had to put in one comic book at a time, and sometimes they were asking for the artist, like of the cover artist or the artist who drew his signature, and I had to look him up and type it in. It's a long process, and I got very frustrated. I felt like walking away, to be honest with you.
Well, I walked by the CGC booth. This was actually the first year I did not submit anything through CGC. I'm trying to be good. If anything, right now I'm trying to like sell some of my collectibles a bit. But when I walked by it, like you couldn't even get through. Like it was one of those aisles. And those of you that have been to Comic-Con, you'll walk by an aisle and you're like, nope, I'm not going down that one.
Yeah.
It was super congested.
Yeah, so it's a small area. And Rob, we have a good buddy of yours. I told him we were going to go on.
What's that?
It is Matt.
Hey, Matt.
We're going to have at least one viewer today. So, hey, Rob, we're coming on.
Hey, Matt, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Matt. Wow. All right. I just sent you a message on Instagram too, man. So, cheers to you.
Yeah, right? I told him on Facebook, it popped up that it was his birthday. So I sent him a message too, man. So Facebook told me it's your birthday. So
Matt's a old friend of mine, and he used to live in San Diego. And a few years actually going to Comic-Con, he was able to come with us. But now he's up in Michigan. So like we got to figure out a convention over there. I keep trying to plug some of the big ones, right? Like New York Comic-Con, or what's the one in Chicago? The C2E2? No.
C2E2, yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just throwing it out there, Matt.
Well,
Maybe-
one of the best things about going to any con is when you meet up with friends or family. To me, it's pretty cool just seeing buddies that you know them way longer than me, obviously, but just meeting people there at the con that you don't normally see is always cool.
Oh, absolutely.
And he says C2E2 or Baltimore is a good con, I heard.
Oh,
Yeah,
look, I mean, I think we should look into it, man. Let's do it.
yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah, we'll see. It's coming up. No, I
oh,
think
wait,
C2E2
it's too soon. Too soon.
too soon. No, I think the next year. C2E2 was earlier this year. I'm not sure when Baltimore Con is. Oh, here we go. Grand Rapids, Michigan has a killer one in November too. We'll see. But anyways, before I start showing you my books, I asked Rob if he had any books that he want to talk about or storylines. But I have a couple. I'm just recommendations really quick. It's going to be a really quick segment here. The first one is Absolute Power. I just started reading it. It's a really good story by DC Comics where Amanda Waller basically she found a way to take away the powers of all superheroes. Well, I thought it was pretty cool. And the opening picture basically on page 1 is Superman getting shot right here on the left-hand side.
Oh, dang.
So he gets shot, he's trying to prevent like a bank robbery. And then some, people always just normally shoot at him. And actually he gets shot. That's where it starts off at. On the right-hand side is they captured Superman's son, John, and they basically made him like into a cyborg, so he's after all the other heroes that have escaped so far. I thought it was a sick looking, the way they drew him, I was like, damn, they're really doing a number. Amanda Waller is just on a mission just to get rid of all superheroes,
So when he's getting shot there, like that's without any powers. So it's not like a kryptonite bullet. It's just a straight bullet.
Just a straight bullet. He was flying, and they found a way to take away the powers of all these superheroes. And he was like one of the first ones, and then he found out he got shot. And then on the right hand side, his son John got captured by Amanda Waller, and they made him like hunting down all the other superheroes, and he's got like an instinct of where Superman is. So he's kind of like a cyborg looking person right now. So they're really doing a number on all these characters. And one thing I like about this series is only 4 issues long. So it's not drawn out. There's other tie-ins with other books, but issue 2 just came out like about a week ago. So it's a really good storyline. I really have been enjoying it. Highly recommend it. And my next book is Blood Hunt. I think that just the first 2 issues have come out. Basically, vampires take over the Marvel universe. They find a way to blot out the sun, 24/7, and they're just wreaking havoc. And Blade, for some reason or another, seems to be the guy who started it all. He's like the linchpin of it all. They're not actually sure why so far. And I have one movie that I recommend that's coming out, I think, in about 2 weeks. It's first one was about 20, 30 years ago. Beetlejuice 2. I'm definitely going to see it, so I'm looking forward to this movie coming out. I've seen previews of it, and boy, his makeup looks really good. Looks like he hasn't aged at all with the makeup. He looks dead anyways. But
yeah, it fits.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of movies coming out. Like this weekend, Alien Romulus came out, and I know at Comic-Con they had a really huge impression.
Yes.
They gave out facehuggers.
Yeah,
which were really, I was really jealous because our buddy Lewis went to the panel and he got a face hugger and I believe like IMAX tickets to go see the movie.
Oh, nice.
And I guess it's supposed to be a lot of like practical effects. That's on my list to see in the movie theater. Janine, my wife, is really wanting to see Beetlejuice, so we'll definitely check that out. The only book I'm reading, that's it. I just had my son Eric go grab it real quick. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
It's an omnibus.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. This thing, like when I'm reading it, it weighs a ton, which I rarely buy omnibuses unless it's like a story arc that I really, really enjoy. Like I have a few of them. Not too many, like maybe like 5. All right. But Peter David, I know you know who he is, right?
X Factor. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's his X Factor run.
Oh, nice.
And so like I read the his first half of the X Factor one with Madrox, the detective agency. And so this is like the second part of it. And so it is a crazy like chain of events that happen to the guy. And I take off the dust jacket because, you know, it's such a big book. I don't want to ruin it. Like if I like fumble around with it and rip it. So I always pull the dust jacket off whenever I read an omnibus or a hardcover. But yeah, it's massive. And I don't want to spoil too much. I've read it already. Again, I really enjoyed the story arc. I like his writing a lot. It's one of those keeper series, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm like probably like just about 50% through this volume, but it's volume 3. It's the most recent omnibus that came out. And I want to say it came out this summer, I want to say. But yeah, it's a great storyline. If you guys are interested in Multiple Man or Peter David, it's like a noir detective take on X Factor. You know, they're not doing like crazy covert things or running with the X-Men in the traditional sense. I would say check it out. All right. Peter David, X Factor.
So we have a question here from Matt, and I didn't go to Hall H at all. Hall H, I wasn't even there. So I couldn't even, you know, it was full for Saturday.
Yeah.
I know that.
You know? Yeah. It wasn't like, geez, even last year, you could still get into Hall H like pretty frequently on the other days. You know, I mean, Saturday's always tricky, but like you could, right? If you remember. But like, no, it's getting closer crowd wise and like hype, especially after Marvel came back. Like it felt like Friday night, everybody was just like blowing up with Marvel being in Hall H and all the reveals. And I know everybody knows, right? But it did kind of create that vibe that Comic-Con had previously. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah. So yeah, this was the first year they were back officially, because last year they weren't there. Hollywood didn't even show up last year, basically.
Yeah. Hopefully more people show up because like Netflix still wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be more of that. Like, you know, just to really get back to what it used to be. I like the presence of comics on the floor. Like it's a lot more. But then, you know, there's new booths there too. Like, you know, like Bait, that clothing company. Like I think they had like 3 different booths.
Yeah.
Roosevelt had 3 booths on the floor. So, but yeah.
I am out of focus. So hang on.
There you go. I'll use my powers.
Hang on for a second here.
All right. I'm doing it right now. Nope. I just destroyed him. Oh, here's back. Never mind.
Back. So, all right. So these are the books that I got from San Diego Comic-Con that came in. Like I said, the turnaround time was less than 2 weeks, which was fantastic, you know. So let me see if I can make my screen bigger here. Here we go. Cool. Yeah. All right. So
you're huge. You're huge.
So this first one, I didn't get at Comic-Con, but I'm always teasing my cousin that this is all his fault. This is the very first CGC that I got. He gave it to me. It's been over 10 years since you gave me this book, right? It has to be.
Yeah.
So when he gave me this book, I said, what is this? I've never seen this before. And man, did I just go overboard in this last 10 plus years of buying CGC, you know, books and stuff like that. So it was the very first one when my cousin gave to me, and I said, why? You know, let me down the path, you know. So
I didn't think you were gonna blow up like that, by the way. So everybody, like, he'll send me a text message in a group chat, right? Like, I got another one, or you'll never guess what I got.
Yeah. So I just sent a message. I went at it for at least a 5-year span and here I ordered 37 more just this last Comic-Con. But I went at it for a long time. You can see some of the books behind me right here. In the bottom is some CGC books. I got so many of them, you know. I just went overboard. So, you know, I keep on saying I'm going to stop buying as much or doing as much comic books, but sometimes I just forget, and then I just start going at it. Like for Comic-Con, I went, oh my God, it's 37 books, you know.
Dude, so it's hard, right? Because as collectors, it's like an itch, right? Like you want to build a collection and feel the book in your hand. Like it's tough.
Yeah. So I got most of them. Like I said, Comic-Con, I believe it ended July 28th, and I got these back on August 8th. You know, I don't know the grades on any of these except for the first one, because I wanted to put them in order, and I looked. So this first one is Uncanny X-Men number 510. It's by J. Scott Campbell. The one with Psylocke on the cover. The reason this one's different, though, I won this on Whatnot from a Near Mint Plus. They had a sale,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I won it when we were in line. And the reason I won it, there's a cutout art by John Sheehan, and it was signed by, and I won it, and I picked it up at their booth because they were at Comic-Con. So I was specific, and he adds on, like, I forgot exactly what he does, but he adds on stuff to covers, and CGC recognizes this. So I got it from them. I had it signed by J. Scott Campbell and by John Sheehan, who did the cover art. And here's the book, if you can see it.
Oh yeah, man, that's a big book.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, there's J. Scott Campbell. With the way that he draws is great, but this Psylocke cover in particular.
So it's kind of hard to see, but John Sheehan, right here on her fist, he added like a sticker on there, and it's really tiny. And
that's a sticker.
Yeah, he does them. He told me how he did it, and I was just looking at him and went, okay, man. It basically, he just adds on to these books, and CGC recognizes it. You can't. The moon behind her is gold, and it's normally not.
Oh, that's different. Because I mean, like, I've seen people do remarks, you know, where they'll, you know, color in the energy effect.
Yes.
But he actually lays
it on top
of it. Interesting.
Yeah. So this cup, I mean, it doesn't do it justice right now, but I mean, this is on it. I mean, a sharp looking book. He adds to it. Like I said, it's John Sheehan, and it's called Final Cut, Cutout, signed by John Sheehan. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I wanted this one, so I just got it signed by both of them while they were there.
I wonder if we're going to see more of that, like with artists, you know, instead of doing remarks, you know, that if they're going to come prepared with like those stickers and then they just lay it on top.
Yeah. So it's called Final Cut. You can find them on Instagram, and they sell a lot on Whatnot on Facebook Live. And like I said, I won it, and then I went to their booth and I picked it up, and then I got it signed. Okay, here's another book that I got. I had this book for the longest time. It's The Punisher limited series. It's issues 1 through 5. This one, I got them all. I pressed and cleaned all these. This come out in 1986. I just decided to just get it graded, and these are all mine that I got from, you know, when I bought them when they first came out.
Oh, gosh, I know who did the cover, and I can't remember. Zach, yeah, because he did the Wars number 8.
Yes.
As well, right? Yeah. That's I love that cover. It's great.
So I had these forever, and I said, you know what, and it says a 4-issue limited series, but it's actually 5 issues that this came out on, and I did all 5 of them. Wow, this one came back in 1980, man.
Oh snap! Congrats. That's tough. I like that.
I've had these since forever. When they first came out, I just never did anything with them. I said, screw it, I'm gonna get them graded. And
I've seen other like cover homages to that particular cover where you know the guys are running down the steps, and you know
he's coming out on he's going to be coming out in the Daredevil series too on Disney Plus. So you see all the
well, I mean, okay, so there's going to be a spike. I mean, that's natural with Marvel and anything that gets into the big screen or small screen.
Yeah, here's issue number 3, another 9.8.
Holy smokes, man. Okay, you're on a roll. You're on a roll.
I've had these since 1986, and I cleaned and pressed them before you know, I submitted them to CGC. Oh, got a low one. 9.4.
9.4. Boo. No, I mean, yeah, throw it trash. No, so so which issue? This is 4?
This is issue number 4.
So you got number 5 coming up next?
Yes. I did all 5 of them. This one came back 9.6.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. So not bad considering they've been around since 1986. God, for a long time. So
yeah, it's like 40. No,
years,
close to that. 40.
Yeah, close to it. Yeah. Okay. So this one is an all new X-Men number 101. I think I bought this recently, and I just decided to clean and press it. This one, Jean Grey.
Yeah. No, I love that cover, dude. Hasbro just came out with, or they're doing pre-orders for a new Phoenix figure with the bird kind of like.
Oh, really?
At the figure. Yeah, it looks really nice. It's like $50. But yeah, I mean, you know, I love X-Men, so that's great. That's a pretty high grade, dude.
And this one I bought recently too. It's X-Men number 98, and came back 8.0.
I like the perspective of the Sentinels, like that angle with the building on top.
I always tell the story when these books came out. I was a kid, basically. Well, not even a kid. Let me see. It came out in '76. I was about 18 years old when these books came out, somewhere around there. But I just picked up one each of them, and they were just stacks of them. They're just sitting there. But nobody knew the X-Men were going to be that hot. Giant size X-Men, when they came out, there was a whole stack of them for 50 cents, and I just grabbed one, and I walked out. So, God, I wish,
yeah, man,
I would have grabbed a whole bunch of them, but I just didn't think about it.
You're gonna be like, what is it, Back to the Future?
Yeah,
like go back and you take them all, kid. Take them all.
This is X-Men number 139. Chris Claremont's story. John Byrne came back 7.5.
Oh, that's a great cover too.
Yeah. First, Kitty Pryde, Welcome to the X-Men. Oh, I sell books, and I hardly ever regret selling books, but I regret selling this book that I sold because it had Stan Lee's signature on it. I don't know why. I wish I could get it back. I go, dang it, I wish I didn't sell these books. But I did. So I got another one, but it's not signed by Stan Lee. It's Uncanny X-Men number 142, The Sentinels.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the second part, right? Because the first part's the one. Yeah. That's a good one to like. I mean, Claremont, if you catch him,
Yeah.
that'd be nice. He does a good signature too.
Matt, I wish, Matt. Where's my time machine? I think about that. Dang it, I wish I could go back in time and grab all these books that I just bought one each of,
And then I'll be like, give me one. Just let me have one.
Yeah. I really have these next two books. They're the same book, but one's in black and white. I've always liked this one, and I got this for a really good price. Is Phoenix Resurrection, The Return of Jean Grey, number 1. I've always liked this. I've seen this before. So I've seen it on eBay. So I decided to get it here. I just like this cover. It's by John Byrne. And
nice.
This is the black and white. Ooh, now we're talking. I'm out of
you're fuzzy again. Let me fix
it. Hang on. Hang on.
There's just too much to focus on with all these books that you keep popping up. All 37 of them.
This one came back at 9.8, man.
Oh, wow. That's cool, dude. And it'll be nice. I don't know if you're going to display them or what, but like even having the set together. But yeah, 9.8 in the black and white. That's great.
Yeah, the 9.6, I'm going to crack it and put it back in. Maybe I'll get a 9.8. No, I'm just kidding. So
he says that, but he might.
This is a really, really old one. This is the second X-Men number 2. I just, I usually from back 1963. Okay. Wow. So I usually, when it's older books, I go, should I clean or press it myself, or should I send it into somebody? Because I clean and press my own books. But when they're older books, man, Silver Age books or Golden Age books are so delicate. Sometimes you think you just touch it, it will just disintegrate. But I just decided to clean and press it myself. And this is X-Men number 2. It came out in 1963. I was 4 years old when this book came out. It's just to let you know.
Oh,
came out at 4.5.
Vanisher cover, yeah. Man, and I mean that red cover,
it pops.
It looks pretty bright. Like it doesn't look faded. Like some red covers, especially with the older books, like you see that kind of like faded tinge to it. That looks really solid.
Yeah, so I cleaned it myself, but I was holding my breath the whole time I was cleaning it. I was like, even when I pressed it, when I took it out of the press, I went, dang it, hope I didn't ruin this book. And here's another one. Now these are reprints. I bought those golden albums, back like this.
Oh yeah, and it came with the comic book, right?
So I decided to press to get these graded, but since they were technically reprints, I cleaned and pressed them myself. So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 1.
Now the reprints, just to make sure everybody knows, so these albums are old. They're not like the new facsimiles. Oh, I can't talk. Come out. Right. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, because those albums came out when?
This one came out in 1966.
Yeah.
Golden record reprint. Jack Kirby. I mean, the cover looks exactly the same, but the back, you can tell it's different.
Yeah. Like, so these, I mean, these are really old. Like they're
These are
not,
old.
yeah, they're not like just the reprints that come out every so often. Like, wow.
So the reason I clean and press this one is because it was a reprint. You know, if it was the original, I probably wouldn't have done. I probably would have sent it in to somebody to do it for me.
Yeah.
But I said, screw it. You know. So some of these, I got some more blue labels, I think, in here. Or no, they're still at CGC. So I think the rest are the signature series. I'm not a big Power Ranger fan. I've never seen the Power Ranger series, but the actress was there at Comic-Con. And I wanted to, it was Amy Jo Johnson.
Amy Jo Johnson, pink. Right?
Yeah. This is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the return #1 by Boom Studios. It's a Jenny Frizzon foil edition B. She was there. So I said, screw it. I'm going to get her signature. And I got it. And it came back at 9.8.
Dang, congrats, man. That's actually that's going to be a popular book
right here
if you were to put it up.
Yeah.
Because I want to say that was her first year at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I mean, I bought this book I wasn't even planning on buying this book. Let me show it one more time here. But she was there. I said, screw it. I'm going to see if I can get her signature.
Yeah, and Jenny Frizzon, her stuff is always fantastic. Yeah. So
that's one good one. And this book I got at home. I bought it and then I clean and pressed it. And I want to get it signed by J. Scott Campbell and by Tanya, his wife. She did the, how do you call it? The colorist, I believe. The ones who did the inker. So I was like this cover of Psylocke. It's a virgin cover, and it came back at 9.6.
Nice.
I was debating whether or not to have them clean and press these again, but to me, I mean, if I did, I just think they get so many of them. It doesn't really. It's like they just do them so quickly. I don't think they put the attention to cleaning and pressing that I do. You know, they get many of them, you know, and I could just imagine just them cleaning and pressing and just passing it on, you know. I don't know how much attention they put to each book, you know.
No, 100%. I think because I've seen what you do.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's meticulous. Like you got a process with stages, removing the book, going through. Like, no, you're paying way more attention to detail. I can't imagine because they get so many books.
Yeah.
Right. They got to crank them out.
You know, they probably just, you know, get them, press them, and throw them away. You know, like, the next one, you know?
Yeah, like
okay, we're done.
Yeah. Right, yeah, like a shirt.
Yeah. So this next one is by Art Adams. Is Jackpot and Black Cat number 2. Oh, it came back at 9.8.
All right, I think you and I are both suckers for Art Adams.
For sure.
You know, like
I have the majority of the rest of these books are Art Adams books.
Oh, are they? No, especially like when he does portraits. You know what I mean? Like covers like that, like they're all really good and interesting.
So I said I submitted 37 books. It easily could have been at least another 10 that I started taking away. I said, no, too much. No, I don't want this one. No. And a lot of them were Art Adams books too. I just like his artwork, you know. So I had at least 45 books that I could have submitted.
I want to say he lives out like in the Bay Area. Because he's always like in the Northern California circuit. I could be mistaken, but like I feel like he's up in Northern California because like all the different conventions like Lodi, Stockton, San Francisco Fan Expo, like he's pretty regular. Sacramento, like he shows up.
Yeah, something about his artwork, man. We have a comment here by Matt. Power Rangers was way after my time. Thanks, man. All right.
He's gonna start watching it.
Yeah.
Put that in your queue.
This is Wolverine number 42. When this cover came out just a couple of months ago, actually in March of this year, I went, man, I love this cover. 9.8, man.
Art Adams.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Okay.
Sure, man.
So I'm telling you, I got a guy who loves X-23. So let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe we'll talk.
Yeah. Let me know.
Yeah. All right. Guess what I have next? Art Adams. Another Black Cat.
We should have just invited Art Adams to this. Yeah. Oh, see, look at, I'm going to say it. Pouty lips.
Yeah.
You know?
I know artists charge what they want. But when you tell them some artists, and he's one of them, and it's up to him completely, but you know, they charge extra when they know it's CGC. You know,
So what was his fee?
I think it was about a $20 difference, $10 or $20 difference. I forgot how much they were.
I mean, like that's kind of common, you know. I was going to be worried if you're like, oh, he's charging an extra 75. Like,
No,
hold on, Art Adams.
yeah, it's
But
about $20 extra. But I'm just like, man, you know what? I mean, God, you're like, I'm not just picking on him, but any artist. Almost like you're just punishing us just because we want to get a CGC. You're charging us more. You know, it's like
yeah,
taking money away from us, man. So
and you're like, I bought the book.
yeah,
I've already bought the book. I'm here. I'm a fan.
you're gonna love this one, Rob. Hulk
Oh,
#1 came out in 2022. Art
oh,
Adams.
yeah. Now
Yeah,
I was gonna say that's the shoulder Hulk.
yeah,
Yeah, that one's cool because like especially in a slab. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like he's about to like break through. You know what I mean? Like he's contained in the slab.
yeah.
Like that looks really good.
The only thing I don't like, it's hard to see the signature because he did it in green, but it's right here,
Did he really?
right there.
Come on, Art Adams.
Yeah,
Like
right
he should
there.
have known.
All right, so this is an artist named Lobos.
Oh, is it Villa Lobos? Lobos or
Lobos, yeah.
yeah.
They had a foil. One booth had a foil of this cover, and it was only at San Diego Comic-Con, so I bought it. And then I went to Villa Lobos's booth, and he signed it for me. And yeah, it came back at 9.8, man.
Oh, nice, dude.
Hannah.
Dude, hey, look at his signature is pretty nice too.
I'm gonna show it to him, man.
It's crazy how fast these books came back.
I know,
like,
man.
And it's like the way you're telling me, like I got it at the booth, and then I just went over to the other booth.
Yeah.
So yeah,
this one came back to 9.8. So it's a foil cover. There's a regular cover of this one too, but I really like this foil cover. And it was an exclusive at San Diego Comic-Con. A vendor had it there. It was a small site that they're, and he just had them for about $20, $20-$30. I got it, you know. So all right. This is The Amazing Spider-Man by Villa Lobos too. When he was there at his booth, Villa Lobos, like he had other books, I just grabbed them because I liked them. This is a Black Cat.
Oh, yeah. That actually looks like, I mean, the hair is very different than what he normally does.
Yeah. And I think this one more is by him. And yes, by Lobos, and came back as X-Men #1, came out in 24. Psylocke on the cover.
Yeah, that's clean.
I'm gonna have to send Matt a personal thank you because he's giving me all the comments. Lobo has been crushing covers the last year. Awesome pickups. Yeah, he's a nice guy too. I was talking to him. You know, I asked him if he does commissions a couple of cons ago. He says he doesn't do them, but he's just too busy. You know. And here's the same cover as the foil one, but this one is just a regular cover. But it came back at 9.8.
All right, I almost asked you when you said there was a regular and a foil when you showed the first one. I'm like, I was gonna ask you, did you buy the other one?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
I agree, Matt. He has an Adam Hughes style. Yep. That Black Cat, I thought it was Adam Hughes for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like the hair, like I mentioned the hair, like super like brushstroked, kind of airy.
Yeah. So he does, yeah. And let me see what else. Oh, now these are the J. Scott Campbell exclusives that I bought at his booth. Man, I used to be really into J. Scott Campbell books. Anytime he sold them on his webpage, on his site, I used to, grab them up. But for about 5 years, I said, nah, I'm not going to buy any. But this year I went back into the well for J. Scott Campbell. And this is Witchblade #1 by Top Cow, and got a 9.8, man. And
wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Campbell's booth, I mean, he actually had pretty like big exclusives this year. Like it was busy, because Trinity Comics, like they've been dominating Comic-Con with their exclusives like for the last, I think 3 years now, I would say. I can't, maybe more. But this year, a lot of people were scrambling to get those Campbell books.
Yep, I was one of them. I got it on pre. I didn't buy anything from Trinity this year.
Oh, no, really?
Nothing. Last year I did, but this year I just didn't. Lewis gave me a book from Trinity, so but I didn't buy one outright from him this year.
Yeah, I mean, they were still busy this year for sure. I don't know if did they sell out? Do you know?
I don't even know. I said hi to Matt. He's the owner of Trinity. I just talked to him briefly, but I don't know if they sold out or not. But they're always busy, man. So
yeah.
Ooh, man, I was hoping this one would come back at 9.8. These are all, this is still J. Scott Campbell. This is Ultimate Spider-Man #4, the version cover. This is the one that I
Okay,
really,
that's the one that I think people were really hunting down.
yeah.
Oh,
So
congrats. And it's
sign
signature
right
boots,
here,
man.
right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So these, obviously I didn't clean and press them. I just submitted them. And he had those bags with him, the CGC bags that they seal now. He had
Oh.
them for this book.
So that's interesting because, like, I remember a couple years back we had a discussion about like whether him and CGC had a partnership or an understanding. Because I remember he had a system with them a couple of years back. If
Yeah.
you bought a book with him and you wanted to get it CGC'd, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like he knows a lot of his customers are going to submit.
Yeah.
That's awesome on the 9.8 though. That's
Yeah.
great. Do you have the other similar cover that he did like that?
Now,
No, oh, so you're gonna look for it.
now the one with writing on it. Yeah. So let me see. Got a question here from Matt. Did you get any signatures on your vest? Not this. Oh, yes, I did. I did.
Okay,
I
okay.
got one from Tanya, J. Scott Campbell's wife. She signed it. She was there. So I said, hey,
Was J. Scott Campbell there when you did that?
Yeah, he was there too.
Okay, all right.
I go, hey, I got this vest. Would you mind signing it? I got your husband's signature. I think it'd be awesome. First husband and wife signature on my vest. So yeah, I did get Tanya, but I think that's the only one, that I remember. And this one is another 9.8 from Campbell.
Oh, you went black and white.
Dude, I said, I'll take it.
Wow.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I go, oh my God. I've never read one Witchblade in my whole life.
But you've seen plenty of them, right? If you ever go to like a convention and you see a Witchblade like cosplayer,
yeah,
you're gonna see it.
So I just really like the cover. So I said, screw it, I'm just gonna get them graded. And I did not clean and press them. I did not tell CGC to clean and press them. I looked at them. I go, they look clean to me. I said, screw it, just I'm just gonna submit it into him. So yes.
What's cool is you got a lot of like sets too, like the black and white, foil, regular. Like, I mean, that's pretty slick.
Yeah, the minute you pay, you get them, ask them if you want one signed or not signed. They have them ready for you, and the signed ones. And I go, I want to get a CGC. He wasn't even there, so the minute you said you want a CGC, they put them in that bag and they just closed it, and then he said, here you go.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's another. This is by Stanley Lau, Art Germ. It's another cover, and it came back. It's a foil cover, and it came back at 9.8. Man.
Oh, that's man. I like Art Germ. He's like one that like I wouldn't mind getting like a commission from, because like I got Brooks last year. I've got Grenov commissions, but he's a tough person to get on their list. He's usually pretty busy.
He had Art Germ's booth. He had a CGC person there, just sitting there.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and they just put it in the bag and send it away. And you obviously, when you go to a vendor, whomever it is, you pay for it right then and there. His wife was there, and I go, hey, do you take Venmo or PayPal? And she goes, yeah, we take PayPal. Make it out to friends and family. I go, oh, we're friends. And I said, oh, we're friends and family. She goes, today we are. So, and I think
he's trying to avoid that 4%.
Yeah,
services fee.
And I think he can do it because I believe he lives in another country.
Oh, well, so PayPal though, because I've heard a lot of people who do that, like they'll flag and pause accounts if they see too many like friends and family transactions and they think like, oh wait, this is definitely some odd amounts, like it might be like a business.
Well, obviously, every person that was going by, and I heard him say to other people too, friends and family. Everybody, I think that paid for Art Germ was friends and family.
Yeah, he's trying to save off that 4%.
Yeah. So I got 3 books left. That one pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right. J. Scott Campbell, 9.8, man. This was the other book that everybody wanted there.
Oh, yeah. See, and I like how his signature, he uses something different, like something that stands out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all my Campbells came back 9.8. Let me see here.
Well, that's a spoiler now. Yeah. Now we know what the rest of them are, right?
I love this cover when it came out. It's an Art Adams book. Hopefully it's a 9.8. Yeah, man. So
All right,
right
dude.
here, signature.
Yeah.
Green right there.
Yeah, see? Yeah, I mean, if he just I mean, honestly, he should just do a book of just the portraits, like, at
Yeah.
this point. Like, he's done so many of them.
Yeah. So this is a Mystique. And I have one left. Unfortunately, it was my lowest grade.
Uh-oh.
I think I messed up on the cleaning of it. I almost didn't want to submit it, but it was my fault. I got overzealous when I clean sometimes. And this one is an Art Adams book to end it. And it came back at 8.0. It just has a bunch of blemishes on the side right here. You can't really see. But again, he signed it in green. So you can't even see the signature.
Yeah, that's tough. It's right on his chin, huh?
I understand the signature.
Hulk right on Hulk's chin.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
and I don't know why he did it in green. I should have asked him. But I was talking to other people. I wasn't really paying attention to what marker he picked up. There's a bunch of differences on the spine here that you can't see.
Oh.
I got an 8.0. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this again. I think, as an artist, like, he should have known, like, hey, this is a overwhelmingly green cover. Maybe I should use a different marker, like, but I guess he probably was just busy. Like, you know what I mean? This guy has so many books. I'm just gonna crank them out.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I was watching him sign, but I was also talking to the guy who was the witness. We were chatting and other people were around us, and he just signed them so quick. Sometimes you don't catch it, but I wish I should have told him, hey, can you use a different color, like white or anything.
Well, it's awkward though too. Like, sorry, Mr. Adams, can you stop and use it? Like, let me interrupt you for a minute, and can you do it in bright pink instead? Like,
Yeah,
you don't want to come across as a jerk.
Yeah.
It's tricky, but I think he should have known. He's an artist. He does art every day,
Yeah.
I would think. Come
And
on,
it's got a decent signature. You can really, he takes his time writing it. You can really read his signature, but some of them he just did in green for the Hulk. If you would have done it in pink or anything else, but yeah, so these are like 32 books. That was pretty quick,
Yeah, I mean, you got some great scores, dude.
Yeah.
And I like the pairings that you did, like with the sets, the black and white, the foil, the regular covers. Those are all really great.
Yeah, these are going into the vault, never to be seen again.
They will never see the light of day. Like, that's how it is, though, right? For most collections. But did you check out the PSA booth?
Yes, I did.
Because they're coming out with a slab, and they're like, oh no, this is like, you can put it on your wall. It's waterproof.
Yeah,
like, we want you to show off your books.
Yeah, they're also UV protected, and they're heavy as heck.
Yeah,
they're thick.
But I kind of like that though, like, especially if you got like an older book that's like, a key that it adds a little weight to it, like both in the physical sense, but also like as you're holding it, like it feels more secure, I guess, in my mind.
Yeah, man, these are. I mean, I was on my friend's Peter's show from the UK, and I told him it's like the Hulk couldn't smash this book. I mean, the encapsulated book by PSA. There's that thick. And I was like, damn. And I asked him too. I asked him all kinds of questions. What are your pricing going to be? He says we're going to be competitive with the other companies. And I gave him my business. Well, I gave him my card, and I said, hey, I would love to have you on my channel just to talk about this encapsulation that's coming out next year. And I sent them an email, but I haven't heard back from them. I doubt if I will. But
I mean, they have they're contenders. I mean, they got their foothold in the card industry. Yeah. Obviously, CGC, they're the brand when it comes to comic book grading, and you can see it in prices. Like a book that's CBCS or PGX doesn't sell as consistently like as a CGC book. Like, and I do like my CGC slabs. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it was nice. I was like, I definitely am curious about it.
One thing I did tell them right off the bat, and I go, you guys got to do something with your labels. I go, CGC, they have that agreement with Marvel, and sometimes they make their special labels, or sometimes they're yellow. Their labels are basically the same labels that they use for their cards, which is very plain. I told them, hey, if you want to stick out more and grab more people's attention, you guys got to do something with the label.
Yeah, I agree. It looks exactly like the card, but
Yeah,
since this is much bigger,
yeah,
right? Because we're
yeah,
talking about a comic book, it 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 doesn't look as clean as the CGC or even the CBCS
yeah.
labels. Like,
Even they,
I
yeah,
agree.
labels, yeah. So thanks, Matt. Thanks for showing up. I'm glad I told you. You're
Dude,
one.
on his birthday, this is what this dude's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. But I have some more books coming in from CGC, the remaining books from San Diego Comic Con. And I use this one service. It's called Expert Grading Service. They're EGS. They're based in Florida. They were on they were on our channel, my channel, a couple months ago. And they're a grading service. They're based in Florida. But the thing is, you can basically create your own labels.
Oh,
So
like you could just go online and upload any picture kind of a
you
thing?
tell them, well, yeah, basically if you wanted to, and you tell them what you want. So I think I did, if I remember, I got one of Scarlet Witch, and I said I want her crown, like in the Netflix series,
Oh
the
yeah.
series. I want that, in on the label. And they have different labels, all these different colors that you can pick, or you just make your own label. So we were talking on Instagram. I said, hey, for this one, I want this like picture on it, and I send them pictures of one I wanted on the label.
And they're gonna make that happen. They're just gonna
Yeah, they've done it before.
interesting.
So yeah, those books are, he shipped them out, so they'll probably be here next week.
Okay. Oh yeah, I definitely. I mean, when you get him and send a picture right
Yeah, when
away.
we get
I
them
want
up,
to see that.
we'll do another live show.
That
So,
sounds like
yeah,
really different, but then like could be cool. But then I'm thinking just like how creative people can be.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, is that like a concern? Like the inconsistencies with I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not a thing.
they're a very small company. I mean, they hardly ever
Huh.
go on stuff like that. But it's called EGS, and they're based in Florida. And he's on Instagram too.
I
And
gotta check that out.
I
Sounds
decided to give him a try. I sent about between five and I forgot how many books I sent in. It's been about 4 or 5 months that they've been there. Yeah. So, yep. We plan to do another one. I'm gonna make Rob do it every Saturday. So,
I'm gonna try, man.
yeah.
Work's back in session right now, so it's like I told Efren like, no, this is actually a really nice break because it's just been kind of crazy this year, just hustling. So to be able to talk comics and just hang out and like go through these books with you because I didn't see them at the convention,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you know how Efren rolls, like it's just like nonstop with him, and so this is the first time I actually got to see the books.
Yeah. So, like I said, I just did these all at Comic Con, and I got them back within 2 weeks. There's about 5 left at CGC, and some of them have been graded already. They just haven't shipped them out. And the last 2 or 1 is getting ready to be graded. And then I got these ones from EGS coming up. So I think our next video probably be in about 2 weeks or so.
With those 2 sets that are coming in.
Yep.
Right
So
on.
yeah, I wanted to do this live video with my cousin. We don't talk that often. When we do talk, it's just like a minute. Okay, I'll talk to you later. So
Yeah. Usually just text messages back and forth,
yeah,
like little things, but actually talking, yeah, we don't get to do too much. I do have some news for you. So like at Comic-Con, I dropped off a couple of books at Shortbox.
oh yes, yeah,
Yeah. So they're gonna put them up in I've never done this before. The guys are super nice over there, by the way. Like like they're really quick to respond to any questions, emails. They're like, yeah, bring the books to Comic-Con, we'll take them from you. And so the way that it works is I dropped off the books at Comic-Con. It was just 2, a signature series, and both of them were signature series. One was a commission, and the other was a X-Men signed by Stan Lee, an X-Men 25, where Wolverine and Magneto, right? The whole pulling the adamantium. But it was like a gold foil variant. So like I dropped those 2 off, and they're like, yeah, man, let's see what we can do. We'll put it up on our auction. We'll take the books from you. We'll sell it and we'll ship it out for you. You don't have to worry about any of that. And the only caveat is this, like you agree with whatever it sells for, that's what it sells for. There's like no reserve on these auctions. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. Couple of books. Guys seemed really confident, and I'm like, why not? Let's give it a shot. So that should be happening like towards the end of this month. Like it should be up on their queue. I want to say like the 28th. They already sent me a date. Like we're gonna put them up on this auction that's coming up. It's gonna be a signature series themed auction. So I'll let you know. And maybe next time when we have this video, I'll have something to talk about, whether it was a good experience or not so much.
Did you think there's a starting bid for it, or is it?
I want to say they start all low, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Kind of yeah, I know. I'm a little nervous because I actually had 2 of those X-Men 25 golds. And they were both signed. One was by Stan Lee, the other was Kubert. And when I did eBay on the other one, I want to say I started the auction at $299, and it sold for over $500, which was great. So, I'm hoping with Stan Lee, we'll get something close to that. I would think, but we'll see. You never know, right? I mean, auctions, how auctions go, right? It's your comic book is only worth really what someone's willing to pay for it at the end of the day, right? Because like someone could say, oh yeah, that's worth like $1,000. Well, if that auction ended at $500, that's what it was worth, man. So
what are you hoping for? At least 500?
I'm hoping to match that Kubert, sale, because that was a good sale. So if I can match that, that'd be great. But if not, again, I'm only trying 2 books. I have a lot of CGC signature series and other books too. But if it works out well, I'll do it again. If it doesn't work out so well, then lesson learned.
Yeah, they're a great company. So
no, the team was they've been super communicative. When I went to their booth, they're like, "Oh man, we got to get you a shirt." And they grabbed a shirt. No, I have no complaints about the team. It's just my first time as a seller using the platform, so we'll see how it goes, and I'll share that out with you guys.
They're based in San Francisco.
Hey, yeah. I see Matt. Matt says he's gonna bid on. Man, if you're gonna bid on him, I would have just sold them to you. But no, I met the owner at San Francisco Fan Expo a couple of years ago. Yeah, Gene, super nice guy. Yeah, and he was giving me advice because at that time I was selling the first Imperial Guard X-Men, and it was like a 9/8 signed, and it was one of 2. And yeah, he was like, "Oh no, this is what you do. This is what I would do if I were you." And he wasn't pushing for me to sell it on short box at the time. He was just giving me advice like, don't go to a convention with it. Don't go to a comic book store. Like you got to find a buyer on your own. But yeah, he was just giving advice as like trying to help out the community. So I appreciate that. And I still remember that. That was another reason why I thought trying this out was worth it, worth the attempt.
He and his company, they're definitely good people, So they're not in it. I mean, everybody's in it to make money, but he just seems a little bit more, just caring a little bit more. Just an easy person.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're super sincere. I think they actually do care about the fandom.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Matt, the first Gladiator. Yeah, I ended up with that book, doing a trade, with gosh, what's his name? He's on Instagram, Semper Fi.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, and I know his real name in real life. It's funny because in Instagram we all kind of have like our nicknames. It's gonna really bug me. He was at Comic-Con actually this year with Red Hood Comics.
Okay.
But yeah, I ended up doing a trade for that book, Matt, for a Hulk 181 for the 181. That's a 9.0. So that worked out fantastic. And I don't know if you remember this. That book I got with your help. I don't know if
181?
The First Imperial Guard. We're at Emerald City, and I told you, I'm like, hey, I'm really looking for this issue in a raw book. And you're like, and you found a vendor, and you're like, hey, this one guy has it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Looks pretty clean. And I ended up like buying it. Yeah. And came back a 9.8. And so yeah, I was able to like use that in a trade. So yeah, no, I'm super happy with owning a Hulk 181. Now I need a GSX, but I'm looking for a 90. That's the grade I'm
Really?
hoping for. Yeah. Because
Which is,
the Hulk 181's a 90, and I want to keep kind of like that theme going.
yeah. A GX1 9.0. I think I have one or two. I forgot now. I think I have
Graded or raw?
I think I have another one. We'll talk afterwards after the
Yeah,
show.
there we go. What do you got there,
No, it's
cousin?
graded. So,
Yeah, no, just to kind of keep up that theme of 90 with a 181. I think that's gonna be I want to have a shelf just sitting on 9s. All right. See, Matt is looking for 8.5. Oh, the 180. Oh,
I have a 180. I bought one about less than a year ago. I met this guy up by LA. I drove up there, and that's where I got I forgot which books I got from him. Also, where I got I think I got the Fantastic Four Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man #1. I picked up from him.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I just have of my grails. I don't know if I'm ever going to get them, but it's Thor. The first Thor, the first Iron Man, and the first Hulk. I don't know if I'm ever going to get it, but those are the last three.
That's kind of a big list, dude.
I know. Those are the last three that I don't have, so.
All right. His name's Jordan. Semper Fi, Jordan.
Okay.
I had to look it up, man. It was killing me. He's a nice guy too. He's on Instagram, ex-military, sells comics. Really nice guy. Okay, yeah, look at Matt has the 181, the 182, and the GSX.
Nice.
Dang, dude. Okay.
Now you need that one.
Yeah, he's just missing the 180. Yeah.
So, but we're going to try to be back next week or the following week. I should have the rest of those books in from CGC and EGS. We'll compare them, EGS to CGC, see how they are.
Yeah, I really would like to see that, especially like being a new company offering that kind of like variety with the labels. Yeah, really curious to see how that is.
Very unique. Me too. So anything else before we get out of here?
Not that I can think of. TV, are you watching House of Dragon?
Yes, I've been watching House of Dragon. I think I have about 2 or 3 episodes left.
Okay, I'm almost done too. So maybe by the time we meet next time, we even talk about that. It's really good. I like it a lot.
So me too.
All right.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for checking out our show. The first time on a Saturday with my cousin, and hopefully we'll be back soon. Everybody be safe and take care. Bye.
All right. Later.